Emily's new route. All of the engines on the island of Soda were very busy. They carried freight and passengers up and down the line. Sir Topham Hatt came to see Emily. "I am opening some new routes for the summer," he announced. "Emily, you are to take the Flour Mills Special." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Emily. She was pleased. Emily decided to fill up with water on her way to the flour mill, but James was already there. "I get to take the Flour Mill Special," said Emily. "You're lucky," said James. "I have to do the Black Loch run." "Why don't you like going to Black Loch?" asked Emily. "There are boulders all over the tracks," he moaned. "They bash your bumpers and scratch your paint. And there's the Black Loch monster." "Who's the Black Loch monster?" asked Emily. "Nobody knows," said James. "Black figures move in the water and then they disappear." And James puffed away. Emily was glad she didn't have to go to Black Loch. At the flour mill, the flour had been loaded into the trucks. Emily buffered up and puffed across the countryside to Netford Station. But the Troublesome Trucks saw a chance for mischief. Hold back, they screeched. Emily pulled as hard as she could, but the Troublesome Trucks made her go very slowly. Emily was late delivering the flour, so there would be no fresh bread on that day. Sir Topham Hatt was very cross. "This means I won't have any toast for my breakfast," he boomed. "If you are late again, you will have to take the Black Loch run instead of James." Emily didn't want to get her buffers bashed by boulders, and she didn't want to see the Black Loch monster. "I must get the flour to the station on time," Emily puffed. The next morning, the Troublesome Trucks tricked her again. Off we go, they chuckled, but they weren't coupled up properly. Mustn't be late, they giggled. So Emily puffed quickly away. But only half of the Troublesome Trucks went with her. Emily arrived at Netford Station. "But you've only brought half the flour," the station master cried. So Emily had to go back for the rest of the Troublesome Trucks. When Emily puffed back to the mill, the trucks were more troublesome than ever. "Emily the late engine, they sang. This made Emily very cross, and she biffed them very hard. Then there was trouble. That evening, Sir Topham Hatt spoke severely to Emily. "Emily, you have caused confusion and delay," he boomed. "Now you are to take over the Black Loch run." Emily was very upset. She didn't want bashed buffers or scratched paint, and she didn't want to see the Black Loch monster. The next morning, Emily puffed sadly into the station. Lots of happy vacationers climbed on board. "They're all looking forward to their vacation," she thought to herself. "I mustn't let them down." Soon Emily was steaming up hills and through valleys. I bet it won't last, she huffed to herself. Emily reached the murky waters of Black Loch. That's where the monster's supposed to be, she thought. Then there was trouble. Rocks fell onto the tracks. Emily had to wait for help. I knew I wouldn't like this route, she moaned. Then she saw a black figure move in the water. Now the monster's coming, she cried. Emily was scared. Her boiler quivered and her valves shook. I never want to see Black Loch again, she cried. Then Emily found out who the monster really was. It's a family of seals. Emily was delighted. The passengers were delighted too. A few hours later, the line was cleared and Emily continued on. Later that evening, Emily went down to Black Loch to watch the seals. I guess Black Loch was a nice route after all, she said happily.
Shunting trucks and hauling freight, red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew, all with different roles to play. Round tin sheds or far away, down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends. Thomas, he's the cheeky one. James, his name had lots of fun. Percy, pulls a mail on time. Gordon, thunders down the line. Emily, really knows her stuff. Henry, toots and huffs and puffs. Edward, wants to help and share. Toby, well, let's say he's square. They're two, they're four, they're six, they're eight. Shunting trucks and hauling freight, red and green and brown and blue. They're the really useful crew, all with different roles to play. Round tin sheds so far away, down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends.
Emily the lead engine, Emily the lead engine.